Well, I'm not sure what I'm able to bring. It's what all these very brave ladies tell me.
The British royal family is awfully familiar with the weight of legacy, from traditions infused in centuries of monarchy to the personal items passed through generations. Every precious heirloom tells a story, but only a few items carry the emotional weight of the Spencer Tiara. The precious tiara worn by Princess Diana on her wedding day, and now which has become the subject of public obsession. Recently, headlines have been circulating intoxicating claims that Camilla was furious after Princess Charlotte was seen wearing Diana's most precious heirloom. Social media was bombarded with the story. Some videos amassed millions of views, igniting debate over royal jealousy, inheritance, and who really holds Diana's legacy. But what is the truth behind the headline? Did Queen Camilla really freak out? And was Princess Charlotte caught wearing the Spencer Tiara? Or is this yet another exaggerated tale from the internet's royal rumor mill? This story isn't about drama. It's about the emotional resonance of memory, the enduring shadow of Diana, and the quiet way the next generation is continuing her legacy, not through controversy, but through honor. The Spencer Tiara. Among all the beautiful jewels Diana, Princess of Wales, was famous for wearing, one piece of jewelry held a meaning far deeper than any diamond-carved crown ever could. The Spencer Tiara. Not like the other official tiaras lent to royal brides by Queen Elizabeth II, this was Diana's own family heirloom, and it became an emotional symbol of her identity, her heritage, and mostly, her legacy. The Spencer Tiara belongs to the Spencer family, one of Britain's oldest aristocratic lineages, and has been in their possession for about a century. The tiara was assembled from several older pieces of jewelry that had been in the family's collection since the 18th century. The final version of the tiara was made in its current form in the 1930s. It features a beautiful design of a tulip and a star-shaped design crafted from diamonds in gold and silver. Apart from other royal brides who typically borrowed tiaras from the ruling monarch, Lady Diana Spencer wore her own family's tiara when she married Prince Charles in 1981. This set a message for what Diana would come to symbolize in the coming years of her life. Tradition, but on her own terms. The Spencer Tiara thus became more than a beautiful headpiece. It became part of her public persona and a deeply personal statement. Diana had opportunities to use many royal jewels throughout her marriage and royal engagements, including the Cambridge Lover's Knot Tiara, which was Queen Mary's. But Diana repeatedly opted to wear the Spencer Tiara during official functions, royal banquets, and tours. Some experts believe this preference had emotional roots. The Spencer Tiara kept reminding her of home of Althorpe, her family estate in Northamptonshire, and of her late father, John Spencer, 8th Earl Spencer, to whom she was very close. Its lightweight also made it more comfortable than other royal jewels, which is why she loved to wear it regularly. But beyond comfort, it was about control and sentiment, a rare jewel she could call her own in a life where much was dictated to her. When Diana tragically passed away in 1997, the tiara returned to the Spencer family's private collection. It was worn by her nieces, Celia McCorquodale and Lady Kitty Spencer, at their weddings. But it never added honor to another royal head. Its absence from public life only increased its fascination. The Spencer Tiara is more than royal equipment. It is a symbol of Diana's individuality, her ties to her upbringing, and the everlasting grace she carried despite the unrest she felt of royal life. When reports emerged that Princess Charlotte may one day inherit this tiara, it became clear that this isn't just about passing on diamonds, but about passing on legacy. A source told Marie Claire, William is close with his uncle and has asked if his mother's namesake tiara can be given to Charlotte someday. William is quite aware the Earl has daughters of his own, but the two have agreed that Diana's iconic piece belongs to her first granddaughter. Should Charlotte wear it in the future? Be it for her wedding or a royal occasion, It would not be just a tribute to her grandmother's memory. It would be a statement that Diana's spirit lives on through the next generation. Quietly, regally, and powerfully. Princess Charlotte, the living legacy of Diana. When you think of the British royal family, no name pulls the heartstrings like Princess Diana. She wasn't just a princess. She was a symbol of kindness, softness, and quiet strength. Even decades after her tragic death, Diana's memory hasn't faded. It's grown stronger, living on through her sons, and now, quite beautifully, through her granddaughter, Princess Charlotte. She was born in 2015 to Prince William and Princess Catherine. Charlotte Elizabeth Diana was born with the weight of history placed on her shoulders. Her parents chose Diana as one of her middle names, not just to honor Diana, but to weave it into her future. And over the years, it's turning into something much deeper. People often comment on Charlotte's resemblance to her late grandmother, not just in looks, but in manners also. Her confidence wavers during royal outings, her composed presence in front of the cameras. There's something in her that feels familiar. She's only a child, but already seems to acquire the same quiet self-assurance that once defined Diana. It's the kind of grace that nobody can learn. It's inherited. But Charlotte isn't just growing up in Diana's shadow. She's growing up in a different royal world, shaped by William and Kate's more grounded, emotionally open approach to parenting. It's a world where tradition still matters, but emotions matter more. The idea of Charlotte one day inheriting Diana's beloved Spencer Tiara carries strong meaning. If it's passed down to Charlotte, it won't just be about sparkle or status. It'll be about connection, a symbol of where she comes from, not just as a royal, but as Diana's granddaughter. Traditionally, royal heirlooms pass down through the Windsor line, reinforcing the power of dynasty. But handing the Spencer Tiara to Charlotte would flip the script. It would say, Diana matters just as much. Her story still lives here, and it's being carried forward by a little girl who never met her, but who somehow reflects her all the same. This isn't about fashion, it's about healing, about honoring a woman who changed the monarchy with her heart, not just her crown. Giving Charlotte the Spencer Tiara would be more than a sweet tribute. It would be a message. Diana's legacy is still alive. The future is being shaped not just by titles and rules, but by love, memory, and meaning. In so many ways, Charlotte is already becoming something Diana was never allowed to be. A royal woman growing up with support, freedom, and agency. She won't be defined by the old ways. She'll help redefine them. She may carry Diana's name, but more importantly, she carries her light. The rumor, Camilla freaks out. What actually happened? Nowadays, a story circulating online, provoked by tabloid headlines and YouTube titles like Queen Camilla freaked out after Princess Charlotte was caught wearing Princess Diana's Spencer Tiara. It's a claim that sparks interest because it combines royalty, heirlooms, and palace tensions in a single sentence. But is there any truth behind it, or just another royal rumor? Let's start by understanding the origin of this story. The narrative took hold after the public's assumption that Princess Charlotte was the chosen inheritor of Diana's iconic Spencer Tiara. The idea of that tiara, returning to the public eye via Charlotte, seemed to spark passionate reactions. And it didn't take long before social media theorists started saying that Camilla might not be too pleased about this development. But here's the thing, there's no public record or official statement that Camilla freaked out or reacted negatively to Charlotte wearing or inheriting the tiara. The story lacks hard evidence. What's circulating comes from overdramatic headlines, YouTube videos, and amplified whispers from royal gossip circles. The emotion behind the rumor isn't completely baseless. It's clearly known that the late Princess Diana's memory casts a long shadow over the royal family, especially on Queen Camilla. Camilla's relationship with Diana and her marriage to Prince Charles is still a sensitive subject for many. Even today, public sentiment still leans strongly in Diana's favor when comparisons occur. When the Spencer Tiara is linked to Princess Charlotte, it becomes more than just jewelry. It's a reminder of lineage, public memory, and the public's affection for Diana continues to shape perceptions, even in a new royal generation. Some think that if Camilla did react, it could be more about the constant comparisons to Diana that still follow her. After all, Camilla has spent years trying to develop her own role in the monarchy, slowly being accepted by the public, and finally crowned as Queen Consort in 2023. But again, that's a guess. What we do know is that Princess Charlotte wearing the Spencer Tiara, now or in the future, will be a moment of tribute. It wouldn't be an act of hostility against Camilla, but a graceful continuation of Diana's legacy. And if Camilla has indeed reacted privately, we may never know for sure. But for now, the freak-out headline remains just that, a headline. Kate's subtle tributes to Diana, teaching through style. From the moment she stepped into the public eye, Catherine has been compared to her late mother-in-law. But over the years, it's become clear that Kate hasn't tried to copy Diana. She honors her legacy in small, intentional, and deeply personal ways. At first glance, it may seem like a coincidence when Kate steps out in a sapphire blue dress or wears a pearl choker like Diana once wore. But fashion experts and royal watchers have noticed a pattern that speaks volumes without saying a word. These style nods are not about copying Diana, but echoing her grace, connecting generations of royal women through visual storytelling. For example, the iconic blue engagement dress Kate wore in 2010. The choice wasn't just about color. It was a tribute to the deep blue sapphire engagement ring once worn by Diana herself. That ring, now on Kate's finger, has become a symbol of continuity, love, and legacy. Every time it catches the light during a royal event or engagement, it reminds the public of the woman who wore it first. According to People magazine, Princess Kate is known to pay homage to her late mother-in-law through fashion, and recently channeled Diana's iconic style at a ship christening in Scotland. One of her go-to jewels is also an heirloom from Princess Diana, as Prince William proposed to Kate in 2010 with his late mother's sapphire and diamond engagement ring. Diana was known for her structured coats, polka dots, and classic tailoring that Kate has adopted in her own wardrobe. Whether it's a red Catherine Walker coat for a state visit or a sleek gown for a royal gala, Kate makes them her own, refreshed for the modern era, refined to match her own personality. Beyond the outfits, Kate's public appearance also mirrors Diana's sense of empathy. She often chooses causes that were dear to Diana's heart, like children's health, mental well-being, and homelessness. Even when attending formal events, she leans down to talk to children, just like Diana used to do. But what makes Kate's tributes so powerful is that they aren't forced. They feel natural, sincere, and even when the whole world is watching. And that's likely intentional. Kate's goal isn't to take over Diana's role, but to carry her spirit forward in a way that resonates with the next generation, including her daughter, Princess Charlotte. Through fashion, Kate is teaching Charlotte not just about elegance, but about symbolism, how style can carry meaning, pay tribute, and tell a story. One day, when Charlotte chooses to wear something that reminds the world of both her mother and grandmother, it will not be by accident. It will be the result of years of quiet, graceful lessons taught not through lectures, but through love by her mother. Public reactions to the tiara inheritance news. When the news broke that Princess Charlotte may one day inherit the iconic Spencer Tiara, public reaction was emotional and deeply divided as when it comes to anything involving the legacy of Princess Diana. To hear that her beloved tiara might be passed down to her granddaughter brought a sense of justice. Social media platforms buzzed with comments from admirers expressing joy, calling it a beautiful way to honor Diana's memory. Some even noted how much Charlotte resembles her grandmother in mannerisms, despite never having met her. Fans of Princess Diana welcomed the idea, but not everyone was quick to embrace the sentiment. Critics, especially those skeptical of the monarchy's internal dynamics, questioned if this was a sincere tribute or a calculated PR move. Some suggested that highlighting Charlotte's potential future with the tiara conveniently placed focus on Diana's legacy, rather than on more current royal tensions, especially those surrounding Camilla. A few frustration that the heirloom, which belongs to the Spencer family, was being used as royal currency to shift public narratives. There was also a wave of discussion around Camilla's discomfort with the idea. Although no official statement has ever been made, the rumor that she freaked out at the news stirred strong feelings. Many saw it as a reflection of the ongoing divide between Diana loyalists and Camilla supporters, a division that continues to play out across media coverage, family events, and public perception. Importantly, some royal historians and commentators step in to clarify the context. The Spencer Tiara, after all, is a family heirloom belonging to the Spencer side, not part of the royal crown jewels. Its inheritance is ultimately a private family decision, and it would make sense for Diana's side of the family to want it to be worn by her direct descendant, not a distant in-law. Still, the symbolic weight of the tiara has far exceeded its glittering diamonds. For many, it's not just a piece of jewelry. It's a connection to the woman who changed the monarchy forever. Whether Charlotte wears it on her wedding day or at a future royal event, the public will be watching, remembering, and interpreting every move as they always have with Diana's. Camilla's role in a legacy. She didn't start. No matter how much time passed or how public opinion evolved, Diana's legacy remained a central, immovable force within the royal family's narrative. For Camilla, this has meant living with constant comparison and a legacy she did not help create, but inevitably became a part of. Camilla's relationship with Prince Charles was seen as the reason behind the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. While the full truth is far more subtle, in the eyes of the public, Camilla was a symbol of betrayal. Fast forward to the present, Camilla finds herself in a complex position. She is Queen Consort, a title that brings immense influence and responsibility. Yet, her place in the royal hierarchy is often questioned. Every time Diana is honored, be it through fashion choices made by Kate or the inheritance of a treasured heirloom by Charlotte, Camilla is quietly reminded that she cannot rewrite the past. Reports suggesting Camilla was uncomfortable at the sight of Charlotte wearing the Spencer tiara, if true, speak more than jealousy or confrontation. It's not about the tiara itself. It's about what it represents. A time in history when Camilla was the outsider. A time when Diana ruled not just the headlines, but the hearts of people across the globe. Camilla has, over the years, taken on her duties with grace. She has carved out a niche for herself in charitable work, particularly in the areas of literacy, domestic violence awareness, and osteoporosis prevention. Slowly and subtly, public sentiment toward her has softened. But the emotional weight of Diana's legacy will always be present, especially when it reappears in moments like a young princess wearing a tiara once worn by the people's princess. In truth, Camilla's role is not that of a villain, nor a victim. She is a woman who entered into a monarchy. She didn't start the story, but now she plays a major part in how it continues. Gracefully, without competing with ghosts of the past, is perhaps one of the most difficult roles in royal life. And Camilla is still writing her chapter. Why Diana's memory remains a powerful symbol. Even decades later, it's not just her iconic style or her marriage that keeps her memory alive, but the emotional imprint she left on millions. Diana was more than a princess. She became a symbol of compassion, humanity, and quiet rebellion within a centuries-old institution. At the heart of Diana's enduring symbolism is her ability to connect. While the royal family has long been associated with formality and distance, Diana represented something radically different: vulnerability and relatability. She hugged AIDS patients when others were afraid to touch them. She walked through minefields in war zones. She cried openly in interviews. She was, in many ways, the first royal to fully embody the emotions of the people she served. That level of empathy transformed her into a global humanitarian icon and assured that her legacy would be preserved in more than just tabloids or photo albums. Her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, have often spoken about her nurturing spirit and her efforts to give them as normal a childhood as possible. Whether it was taking them to fast food restaurants, amusement parks, or homeless shelters, Diana was intent on showing them a world beyond palace walls. That legacy of parenting lives on, especially in Prince William's approach to raising his own children, including Princess Charlotte. When the public sees Charlotte donning an heirloom once worn by Diana, it's not just a style moment, it's a reminder that Diana's values are still present, passed down through generations. Moreover, Diana's memory has also become a quiet form of accountability for the monarchy itself. Her life story, filled with public adoration, private pain, and eventual tragedy, serves as a mirror for the institution. Her popularity was not rooted in her title, but in her actions. That contrast continues to challenge the royal family to evolve, to be more transparent, and to remain connected with the public they represent. She wasn't just a figure of the past, she is still very much part of the royal conversation. Her image lives on in documentaries, foundation work, and heartfelt Instagram posts. The continued fascination with her life, her choices, reveals a collective longing for authenticity, grace, and courage. Diana's memory remains powerful not because it's frozen in history, but because it continues to evolve. It lives in Charlotte's tiara, in Kate's fashion choices, in the tears of her sons, and in the hearts of millions. And as long as the monarchy endures, Diana's presence will remain one of its most defining and cherished legacies. What this says about the future of the monarchy. As the image of Princess Charlotte adorned in one of Diana's most iconic heirlooms makes its rounds on social media, royal watchers and commentators are asking a deeper question. What does this moment say about the future of the monarchy? It says a lot, actually, not just about the institution, but about the values it now seems to hang on to. Those days are gone when tradition alone was enough to hold up the House of Windsor. In a world dominated by transparency, emotion, and relatability, the royals had to evolve. And Princess Charlotte, through a simple fashion moment, is helping redefine what the future looks like. Her subtle nod to her late grandmother signals a more emotionally intelligent version of royalty, one that isn't afraid to acknowledge the past, even the painful parts. Charlotte is growing up in a vastly different environment than Diana did. Where Diana's struggles with the royal system were largely silenced until they exploded into the public, Charlotte is surrounded by parents who understand the power of empathy and symbolism. William and Kate are raising her to honor legacy without being burdened by it, to take the best of the past and carry it forward with grace. This heirloom moment also shines a light on the careful balance the monarchy must strike moving forward. While Queen Camilla and King Charles represent stability and continuity, the younger generation, Charlotte, George, and even Louis, represent a quieter revolution. They're modern royals with old souls, and that blend is precisely what keeps the society relevant. But more importantly, this tiara moment hints that the monarchy, under William and Kate's influence, might embrace more subtle, emotional storytelling. Not speeches, not press releases, but gestures that speak volumes. A tiara worn by a young girl becomes a symbol of resilience, remembrance, and respect. So as we look toward the future, we're reminded that the monarchy isn't just about crowns and protocol anymore. It's about connection to the people, to history, and to emotion. And in this quiet tribute to Diana, Princess Charlotte may have just signaled that the next chapter of the royal family will be one that listens, learns, and leads with heart. Princess Charlotte, inheriting Diana's Spencer Tiara, isn't about rivalry or royal drama. It's about continuity. It's a symbol of love passed through generations, not hostility. While rumors travel, the truth is more powerful. Diana's memory and love lives on, not just in her jewels, but in the quiet strength of her granddaughter. In a changing modern-day monarchy, Charlotte represents a future that respects the past without being defined by it. The crown moves forward with grace. If this story seems meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more grounded royal insights. No gossip, just truth.